Hi, Flosstube.
I'm Nancy.
And I'm Laura.
And we are
the Addicted Sisters.
Woo-hoo!
This photo we think came to you from sometime in the early 90s. This is a picture of the four of us. Nancy with her curly top, me with my red hair, our brother Chuck behind me, who's no longer with us, and our other living sibling, John, Edward, Eddie.
John, whatever. Call him whatever you want. He'll come.
Up there behind Nancy. So that's the four of us. There were 7 of us in total. But that just, that picture was taken somewhere around Mom's 70th birthday. And I think, it was sometime when Eddie had just come up.
I think
and we
so.
went and took pictures.
Because we knew he was coming, and I know we did it at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And ran in there while he was here. Had to be real quiet. Because we gave her the picture. Didn't we at the picnic at a present?
No, I was thinking we gave it to her because we had to wait to get it. I don't know.
Because he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. Eddie wasn't there.
The
John wasn't there. So, anyway.
I refuse to call him John. I call him Eddie because that's what we grew up with.
I call him John for the kids so that they will call him Uncle John because they're younger.
Yeah.
And, that's okay. This is Flosstube number 32. It's August 15th, 2018, and we want to welcome you to our video.
Yes, and thank you for being here. We appreciate your comments, your following us, all that good stuff,
Yeah.
Subscribing. We love it.
So this is actually take 2.
Yeah.
We were more than an hour into our video and it just cut off.
Yeah. Don't know why.
Yeah.
We were almost to the end.
Yeah, we were really close. So we are going to go through this again. Hopefully we don't miss anything, feeling like we've already done it.
Yeah. Because that's what happens with us.
Yeah.
We go through and we have all these good comments and
we forget to say
a lot of good banter, and then it's like, I'm not going to say that again. That's no fun this time.
Yeah, well, shocker this time. You guys were prolific in your comments this week, and it was wonderful.
It was so fun.
So I'm back at school, and I told Nancy earlier, she said that I don't even answer her texts.
Yeah.
Well, in the school building, I don't have school-provided technology because I'm a para, and they don't give it to us. They give it to every kid in the building, but not to us because I only teach the kids.
Yeah. Who needs it?
And we have terrible Wi-Fi. And I just, they won't give us the password.
Yeah.
It's hit and miss. When I go on break, I can't be on my device. There's no access in there.
Look how close that one is to falling off.
I see. Nancy's worried that this is going to fall. So excuse me.
Pardon me. Excuse me.
Is that okay with you now?
Better. Thank you.
Okay.
Be still my heart.
We don't want it to go, woo, and you look down my shirt again. And if you don't know what that's about, you got to go way back and figure that out.
It's fun. It was fun.
Comments and questions. So, Stitch by Stitch Recovery wanted to know if you would do a fabric parade.
Okay. Well, we counted all the fabric before and we're trying to talk louder too because we understand that I wasn't coming across well.
Nancy's new room is carpeted.
Yeah.
And her old room had hardwood floors.
So it would bounce easier. I don't have a big voice.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
So you can't tell.
I'll try to talk louder, but please keep letting us know if this happens so that, we'll figure something out so that we're talking.
And I haven't watched us back in a while.
I haven't either.
And maybe
I've been moving.
Maybe I need to do that so that I can hear what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But you were going to talk about your fabrics.
We counted, and I have 58 fabrics, 29 of which have a name on them. So all of the rest are solos, majority by Silk Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
And I got majority of my fabrics off of the Facebook, what do you call
that? Auctions. Silkweaver site auctions. Yeah. You know that Silkweaver is Needleworker's Delight now. So we don't know if the codes that are on them have anything to do with dyeing them. if there's something that you see that you're interested in, Nancy's happy to pull it out and show you the code.
Absolutely.
And you can see if they can come up with it. But
Now, we'll show you a couple pretty ones. Like, I want to show you this one. This is by Heaven Lee Creations.
And we looked it up on the last one, and they are still in business.
Yes.
It's hlcfabrics.com.
And this one is a 28 Cashel. It's a fat quarter. So I'll give you half.
And we know that Cashel is a linen.
Yeah. So isn't that pretty?
I love that.
I got this in a nice little gift package from our friend Mariana Mater from Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
She is not a fan of pinks, and she had, what did you say, she had been in a fabric,
Oh, she had been in a Fabric of the Month club.
yeah.
Or multiple Fabric of the Month clubs, and she kept getting pink. That kind of seems to have, she kept getting pinks and purples. And
Yeah, so
that's
she
not
sent
a-
those to us,
Mhm.
which was very nice. I
Yes.
loved it.
Lovely that she passed the stash.
Yeah, and then which one, Laura, did you like?
Well, I really like
Uh-oh.
this, but it doesn't have a name.
Lavender.
That's probably in here somewhere.
Well, there was one.
There was one that was fantasy that I thought was kind of fun.
So this was one Laura liked called Fantasy.
And it's a long one.
Yeah, long, skinny.
Now this reminds me of, Picture This Plus has a fabric that's really close to that.
It's 8 by 26. Because what I do is I try, if you can see this, I try to measure my pieces when they come in so that when I'm looking for a piece of fabric, I can go to the wall and go, oh no, that's only 8. I need
Mhm.
15. And, can I flip it the other way? Maybe, maybe not.
To make, and that one would make one of those cute strings or
Yeah.
rows.
Or
and
those, like the
Hindsight?
silhouettes.
That we talked about.
Yeah,
The
big
Imaginating by Diane Arthurs.
So,
That was here, I believe. And I love this one, but it is a solo. It's
Yeah.
a nameless one.
see, it's got a lot of color in it. And I really like the one above it,
Mhm.
which is another solo.
This one is from Picture This Plus,
It's a,
and you should pull it up because the crystal showed beautifully on it. So I'll show you this on the screen. This one is Tempest, and Nancy's, I'm sure it's a Lugana 28 count. So look at that.
did you even hear how she said that? Lugana.
That's just my inflection. I'm sure I say Cashel like that too. And Belfast and Edinburgh
Sure she does.
and Newcastle.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know any more beyond that. They get too small for me after 40.
Yeah. But I did show you, though, that I have some other things in here that I won't
You
necessarily...
knock that off again.
Yeah. I'll get it. I'll staple it on or something. But I won't necessarily use them. But I wanted to see... They were pretty when I bought them.
Mhm.
I mean, that is really beautiful. That's a 20 count Lugana. I probably won't stitch on 20 count.
Okay, who wants to stitch something for Nancy on 20 count Lugana? It's a pretty good sized piece, 13 by 18. You have a lot to work with.
Well, and here's a Devosa.
You can email me. We can keep it a secret. I can steal it.
Like I won't notice a hole in my wall.
I'll make it cover up.
And then this one is a Devosa 18 count. It's really pretty too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got lots of pretty. And where else?
It's almost a periwinkle, and I think it goes
Yeah.
into purple up there.
And then here's a Dublin. It's a
Mhm.
25 count.
Those 25 counts are nice. You'll probably like that.
I may. And then here's a Cork 18.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, some of those things I just wanted to see what they looked like, what they felt like.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to work on one of them, but it didn't quite.
She has to
Work.
have all the colors for the wall, too.
I do.
So- She has to have her rainbow wall.
But anyway, that's my wall. Some of these we didn't count because, like the check, we counted that as a name one. Some of
Because
them-
it's just like
Check.
tan check. And
That's
some of
actually
these,
gray.
is it the
Mhm.
one? So,
But it
and
doesn't look like
these
it.
are neutrals. I'm sure that Nancy knows what they are, but those things I don't know. I keep the names on all of my fabric.
Well, it falls off sometimes, or
Yeah.
it's not on there, or it got cut on the other piece.
Well, and most of mine, well, no, most of mine are not still in bags because I've taken them out. One of these days I'll have to bring fabric and show you. I may have to bring like 28 count one week and.
This is one I have to show. This is a barnwood linen.
Mm-hmm. Is it from Picture This Plus?
No, I don't think so. We got it out at CC's.
Uh-huh.
This was the end of the roll, but we both got
Look at
a
this.
piece of this. But see, I've got a scrap. It was the end of the bolt.
And it keeps going.
Yeah.
And it's very sheer.
Yes,
Obviously it's a linen.
but it's stiffer, and I like that. I like
Lamb's wool.
Lamb's
It's
wool.
more like your lamb's wool for
I was
sure.
looking for that and see, and I don't have one up there, but lamb's wool is probably my favorite.
That's one thing. I get really hung up buying all of the beautiful, beautiful fabrics, and I forget to buy my neutrals.
Well, and I went on a kick because I kept saying, I can't find any neutrals. And then I ended up with a bunch. So,
Mhm.
and the grays, they work beautifully for neutrals.
My problem is that I think I tend to buy a lot of the same shade of neutral.
Yeah, me too.
So,
That's one reason I hung them up here, because then I can see, do I have all tans? Do I have all creams? Is there something else I need? So that's helpful.
Yep.
Anyway, we're not going to take them down piece by piece and show them to you. But if there is something you want to see, try to describe it. Let us know. I mean, I've got the whole wall here.
you know what? Maybe we'll get Nancy to post some pictures on her Instagram
Oh.
of sections of her wall, and then you'd be able to see them. Look at that. She gave me the eyeball. Yeah.
You can take pictures of them.
You're going to post them on your Instagram. So next up, Heather Wu wanted to know about tips for working with metallics. My tips, Nancy and I talked about this long and hard on the first take. So I was talking about Krynics. And Krynics come in like a blending filament and then different size. So they come in like a number 4 braid, a number 8 braid, a number 16 braid, I think, and they get bigger and bulkier. And like the metallic blending filament is flat, where your floss is normally round. So
Which I mean, I guess I knew that, but it didn't ever sink in. I
yeah,
didn't-
because it's so little, who
Yeah.
thinks about, oh, that's flat and that's
Yeah.
round. But try and use a shorter length.
definitely.
This is about a foot. Okay, so I think I use about a 15-inch piece because you're going to waste a little bit of the end.
2
It's
to 3
going, if you're
inches.
using blending filament, it's going to shred. The braids, not quite so much. But what you want to do is get a piece that you are not going to move your needle. When you put your needle there at the end,
I know what
you are going to leave it there. You're not, normally you'll have your floss and you'll double it over and you'll just keep pulling to get until you get the little bitty end. No, you're going to start with that little bitty end. Some people knot that on there. I don't like it knotted on because then I can never get it cut off. It's a pain in the butt.
Oh my.
And I am a sewer when it comes to stitching.
Mhm.
I don't do that with blending filament. I poke and stab. So top, bottom, top, bottom. And I think part of that is that it lets it dangle a little bit in between. And the more you let it do that, the more it relaxes and it won't get so garbled up. Remember, that's a flat piece that you're crossing. And so it's going to look messy if you don't get it to lay straight, which
Yeah.
is another reason I go top to bottom.
Yeah. And it bends easily.
Mhm.
So, that's another reason why you want to do that, because if you hand stitch, then as it's coming through and you're trying to push it back through again, it'll fold and cause a big crease in it. And it's
And
almost
you
unworkable
really,
then.
yeah, You really have to check out what you like.
I threw my
Rainbow
piece over
Gallery has a whole bunch of different kinds of things. They have a suede, they have a fuzzy stuff, they have whisper, they have Santa's beard, which is kind of like whisper. Then they have Arctic rays. They have just a ton of things. Go to the Rainbow Gallery site and look. Have fun.
Yeah.
DMC has stranded metallic, and yeah, I don't know. That's not my favorite. I feel like it shreds a lot.
Oh, okay.
And then there is one. I don't know if it's Cryonic that came on the little spools. But you really just have to play and figure out what you like the best. One tip that I did give is don't use your good scissors.
Yes, I didn't realize that. You know, I didn't even think about it, that metallics are naturally metals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it would be digging into it.
Mm-hmm. It will eventually ding your scissors, and you will see
Oh my gosh.
you'll have rough spots
I
on
would
your
be
scissors.
so aggravated. Oh.
So use your, use your regular scissors. I call them your junk scissors. That like I have around the house. I'm not calling her scissors junky. She did this in the first take. I mean like those ones that you buy at the store in a 6-pack. Yeah, use those, or use the little foldable scissors, or
yeah. This
something
is
like
what
that.
I have. My little Storky. I think he is so cute. I love him.
And he's probably only like a $6 pair from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
But they have some of the prettiest little scissors
They
in
do.
Hobby Lobby and Michael's.
And they're light, and I like that because I'm starting to get arthritis in my hands,
Mm-hmm.
and the lighter scissors are easier for me. I love the scissors that you gave me, but I care, and they were,
Gingers.
and Jennifer, I think, was the design. I keep them in one of my padded things because I want them safe.
In the little sheath.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pair that...
Well, my padded bag.
Oh, okay. I have a pair. Oh, and Nancy just said she got a frog. She found her frog, so she'll be able to display all her scissors.
Yeah, I'm like frog.
I
don't want to find a frog.
Yeah. But anyway, I gotta put that over here for...
Yeah, mine's over there. I'll have to climb over and get it.
I lost my train of thought. So anyway, that's the tip on that. Don't use your good scissors.
Right. Oh, and we had said needles. What type of needle do you use?
I just use a regular needle. The metallic can destroy the eye of your needle when
That's
you're
what I
pulling
was
it back
wondering.
and forth through, especially the braids and things, because they're a little thicker. You might want to go with a bigger eye needle. Now, I only use a petite needle, so I don't really get a bigger eye needle. So I have to make a choice, because...
Do you want to go to a needle, or do you want to stay with your needle?
Mm-hmm. I've been using bigger needles this week
Wow.
because I ran out of the other ones. They're all in projects.
Oh.
First world problems, right? Next up, we had Betty Euland said that she learned to cross stitch at Creative Circle also. And she had a big cornucopia piece that was all stitched in wool on large count fabric, and she lost it in a fire.
Aw.
Okay, so all of you stash warriors out there, anybody have that one? Did anybody have that kit from Creative Circle that's the big cornucopia? I would bet you that if you have it and you haven't done it, I would bet you that Betty Euland would like to have it, because the way that she talked about it,
imagine how many years she's been thinking about that piece.
and lost it in a fire.
Yeah, so if you could help her out, we would really appreciate it.
I bet we could hook you up with her.
Yeah.
And you'd have a new stitching friend.
Yeah, and she's so fun.
She is. She's such a delight. Next up, we have Karen Bowen, who asked about advice on cross stitch over one.
Okay.
Now, I did this crazy diagram before, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this while I'm doing this. Where's my pen? Because that helped.
Did we lose your pen? Oh, there we go.
So, I was talking about that when I normally stitch over 2, I go, where's my 1? I have to see this. I go top right to bottom left to bottom right. That's how I stitch. Nancy goes bottom left to top right, top left to bottom right. Okay, when you're stitching over...
And we stitch right to left.
Yes.
Which makes the difference.
So, however you stitch, you're going to have to figure this out.
Yeah.
A couple of the big tips that Maureen Appleton gave were that you need to take the longest trip possible. So I was trying to cross these beautiful things and realized I was still going over 2. But anyway, okay, I told you which way I normally stitch. Well, if I'm going this way, then I would continue across the row this way. That's a short path because you're in the same thread when you go back up to the top. So what I do when I am stitching over 1 is that I will start, I'll start up here and I'll come down, and then I'll go clear over here, and then I'll come down, and then clear over here and come down.
So that you do the whole row at once.
do. Yes, I do a whole row at once. And then when I'm coming back, and I also stitch top to bottom, poke and stab on this. I do not sew because it's too easy when you're stitching over 1 for it to slide under the threads. And I showed this with my arm. You're supposed to, when you start over 2, you're supposed to start next to a vertical thread. You should be able to push the vertical thread because it will hold your thread, your floss, when you are stitching.
Mm-hmm.
If you start next to a horizontal thread, then what that means is that your vertical thread is behind it. Then your thread will just slide right through. Not every time, but it will slide right through. It's more likely to slide through, especially if you do sewing method like I do.
Yeah, and if you notice that you're not seeing your stitches as well, that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So if you want them to stand up on top, you just look for that vertical thread, and it'll take a while until you're used to it. I have a piece that I have started now that I would have sworn I got it started on the right place, and either I messed up when I pin stitched, or
which is easy to do. I've done that.
I mean, I moved myself over, so now I am in between. And the thing for me is that when you start next to a horizontal thread, from my eyes, when I start next to a vertical thread, those holes pop for me. I don't really see these in the middle. I only see these, on the outside. And when I start in those in between, then I'm seeing the hole in between.
Yeah.
And that messes with me.
Yeah. You get off then, and your count's messed up, and you get a skinny stitch instead of a regular stitch.
And so if you're crossing over 1, and you just have single stitches that you have to do, you can still do it, but do the poke and stab. That's easier. Maureen also really, really stresses that you should use... you should keep your tension really loose.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to, on the back of your fabric when you end, easily slide your needle all the way through. And then you're going to have to turn around and come back to get it to lock.
Yeah.
But you should be able to do that easily and not have to fight to get under them. If you're not pulling hard, then you're going to have fat stitches on the front. They're going to pop up there for you. So they're going to look pretty. And it was something that was really interesting to do. And most of the time when we're stitching, we'll pull until we feel it kind of pop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're doing over 1, you need to make sure that you're just pulling until it's there. So you need to slow down a little when you first start. You can watch it go down from the top and just see the thread go and think about how that feels and practice that. So.
And over 1 stitching, I know it's kind of daunting when you're first starting. I've got one over there that I really need to get back to, but I'm in a long piece of it that's all over 1, and I fight with it, and I have to think about it, and it just is harder for me. So these tips are going to help, though, because now I understand what I should be doing, because I was trying to do them 1 at a time, and I was doing sewing method, and so they were getting all bungled up, and not as pretty.
So we have a friend. We have several friends who do
Yes.
beautiful over one. But I have one for you to follow on Instagram, and it's our friend Julie Dean. I did not ask her if we could do this, but I'm sure she'll be okay. Her name is Miss Jupes. You can see that up there. This is an example of one of her over one pieces.
Very pretty.
She is in love right now with over one. It is her thing. And I mean, it's just gorgeous. She's done a lot of things over one, and she just likes how they look. And she's doing some long dogs, and they're just tiny. And,
Oh, my
long dog,
gosh.
was it long dog? No, it's a Rosewood Manor, like one of the Quakers. She started. I don't remember which season. Maybe Autumn Quakers.
I don't know.
And she's doing it over one, and it is beautiful.
Well, and I mentioned Pam Lacey. She has done one that always comes to my mind is a portrait of a woman, and it looks like a photo.
Or like it's painted. I mean, it's wow.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean, we could go on and on. We have all these people who do all of those.
Judy Starkey, Sue Wild.
Oh, yeah, Sue loves over one.
Yeah, so we have a lot of friends who do beautiful, beautiful work, and Nancy and I are like, ah. It's not that we can't do it. It's just that it's not as fun.
We have to slow down.
Yeah. And I just don't have enough stitching time to slow down.
I know.
The last one on here is Rhonda Edwards. I should have had you keep that one out.
Here, it's right here.
Oh, okay. She did leave that for me. So Rhonda Edwards was fabulous. She said that Nancy and I last week, when the question was, what tools do you use to stitch? We went, so we stitch in hand. And typically, so here's my piece of fabric. Typically, when you stitch in hand, you roll your fabric to get to the section that you're stitching. Now, Nancy and I stitch right to left, so we start like this. Rhonda said that, you know those little clips, they look like, I've lost it.
Clothespins.
They look like little clothespins, and they're for people who sew, or especially quilters, so that you don't have to use pins. You just use these little clips. She said once you get it rolled up, then go to each end and put your clips in there, because then it's held. And then when you have to lay this down to get new floss loaded, it's still together when you go back
it
to
doesn't
it.
Unroll.
Yeah.
Spring.
So it's a great thing. That was a wonderful tip.
It's one of those.
Yeah, I said hashtag obviously duh, because yeah, I mean, it's like, do you remember when you learned the loop stitch, the loop start, not the loop stitch, the loop start?
Oh my God, that was such a lifesaver.
There are moments in stitching where people share things with you, and it's like, that's so easy.
And the pin stitch.
Yes, the pin stitch was.
It took a minute for me to grasp it, because you know it's all done in this little bitty square and you can't see. But once I figured it out, I was like, holy moly.
Something just changed outside.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. So those are all of our comments and questions that we are talking about here this week. I wanted to tell you, I talked about the no technology at school, so I am not responding as much to comments. I'm caught up with all of this, so you guys know I'm sewing. Nancy has a little more time that she's able to do it.
I have to sneak it in if I do it at work, though.
So anyway, just know that we do read your comments. I always tap the little heart.
I only get to do the thumbs up.
So, and lately I've been tapping that heart, and it's right next to the thumbs down.
Laura.
And sometimes, I mean, my fat fingers, I'll catch it, and then I'm like madly tapping, trying to get that thing off. It's hysterical. Okay, next up, tips on being a floss tuber. This week's tip is, you gotta stitch. Nancy's hiding. Now, Nancy has a pretty good reason why she's not been stitching. I mean, first there was all the stress, and then there's been all the moving.
Yes.
But oftentimes,
and now there's all the unpacking.
Yeah. But oftentimes there's the stuck in a rut, the frustration.
Yeah, yeah, and you get there real easy. It seems like too, or I do. So it's helpful if you just make yourself. We had said before, pull out your old stuff, look at your old stuff, get new inspiration. Go
play with your fabric.
Yeah, go look at Flosstube. See what other people are doing.
Go look on Instagram.
Yeah.
If there's a designer that you like, there's
them.
Probably a hashtag. They might be on there.
Yeah.
Go look. I'm sure there's stuff to see.
Yeah.
I have not been good about posting to my Instagram.
Me either. And I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah. And we'll get better. It has to be a habit, and it's not a habit yet.
Yeah, what do they say? You have to do a
21 days.
Yeah, in order for it to become a habit. Well, I get 4 or 5 in, and then I'm like...
Now, my daughter, who is a bookstagrammer, takes all of her pictures at once on the weekend.
Yeah,
which doesn't work for us. I mean, unless we were showing things that we already have finished or upcoming plans, like a floss toss. But maybe having some of those pictures ready, then we could pull them out when we needed. So I've been playing with setting up prettier pictures, and anyway.
I mean, you tried to think it through, but, or go to a stitch group and get inspiration from, just sit there, get inspiration from your...
It's so
stitchers.
fun to go sit and talk with the ladies on Thursday night. I just have such a good time.
I haven't been going because I just haven't been going. I come home and I look at all of this stuff and I'm like, I've got to get this done. It bugs me. Just bugs me. I mean, I did 2 boxes last night because I didn't want you to see the same 2 boxes sitting there.
That's funny, Nancy. So, but you gotta stitch. I mean, you have to have content to show.
Yes,
if you don't stitch, you've got to figure out what you're going to show. So you're going to show some previous finishes, which you should show anyway.
Right.
You're going to show stash and stuff that you've bought. I have some floss tubers that I watch, and I would say that while the video goes for like an hour and a half and sometimes pushes 2 hours, there's probably only 20 minutes of real actual stitching.
Oh my.
And everything else is like stuff that they've received, stuff that they've gotten, plans coming up, stories. And
wow.
I mean, it's fun to have that chatting going on.
It would be.
And especially when I'm sewing, I'm not looking up all the time.
It would worry me.
So
going that long.
Oh my. I can't imagine how long it takes to upload.
Oh.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about our almost 2K giveaway. We are at
1972.
That was when I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade.
And I was a sophomore in high school in between boyfriends.
And I said that in 3rd and 4th grade, we had a teacher who was from Hawaii, Miss Ihara. And at the end of my 4th grade year, she had her parents, who are still living in Hawaii, ship all of this stuff over. And we had a luau.
How fun.
She taught us tupula. We had a great time. And yes, Michelle, I know I'm a haole. So... Michelle teaches us words. Do you know that? Because she lived in Hawaii for a while. So, anyway, 1972, you guys have been great. It's been steadily climbing. You didn't kill us and get there right away so that we had to worry about it.
Yes, yes.
So anyway.
Thank you. We look for more.
Next up, there is a stitch-along that started September 1st, and it's the 'Tis the Season stitch-along. And it's from Blackbird Designs. We showed this in our very first video.
Yeah.
And there's I can't even talk. On Instagram, it's hashtag 'Tis the Season Sal. So it's TISTHESEASONSAL. No E on the end. People always make it a sale.
Yeah.
And
that's why I said the way she says it makes it sound like she's singing the alphabet.
TISTHE. No, different song. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's hosted by Flannel Jammy's Farm, but Donna Ray.
Hi, Donna Ray.
But she has a video up. That's if you go to that hashtag, you can follow hashtags on Instagram, right? So if you go in and you follow that, then the first few that are up there are of her. You know what? I did not hit recent. I think it was still on top. If you're wanting to see, once you get through, you want to hit
all these little tips.
You want to hit recent instead of leaving it on top. Recent puts them all in order.
Okay.
And if you want to start at the beginning, then you need to scroll to the bottom and start from there. But once you click on a picture, my hand is down below the table and I'm still pointing.
You can see it, right?
Once you click on a picture, you can look at the whole text they've written. You can look at their comments and move back, and then you just move along. You don't have to go in and out and click every picture. You can just scroll to get to everything and see them all. They're beautiful and it's wonderful. And Nancy and I have fortunately already done this one, already framed this one. Both of us. Mine's framed.
Yeah, couldn't believe it. Back in 2011 is when we finished, because we actually got all the supplies and stitched them both together, because it's so fun to see the differences that just minor changes make.
And we actually shop for supplies on the same day.
Yes, we were out at Picture This Plus.
And Marilyn was a fabulous resource for us.
Hi, Marilyn. Hi, girls.
And she came out and played floss toss with us.
Yes.
And
so
walked
fun.
back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, trying to help us find what we thought was perfect for our fabrics. You can go.
Okay, I will. So mine is on, I don't know what the name of the fabric is, but it's a...
Maybe Mercedes?
I don't know. It's a blue crystal. So here's the whole picture. And then I want to get it up there so you can see that and how beautiful he is all the way across.
It's
I
kind of
just
fun
love
how
it.
they split up the date, too.
Yeah, because that's over here to Snowflake 011. And I did mine with the French version below here.
Ooh, we saw one on Instagram where somebody had converted it and put it in Spanish.
So it was really kind of nice. But I think the pattern does come with English version too.
Yes.
So I used all Vicky Clayton silks. I love this. He's so soft and faded. I love him. But I really fell in love with all of the leaves going through. It just has such a movement for me. I love that.
Yeah, this was not a difficult stitch at all. It's the elements are easy. It was fun, and to me this one was relaxing.
Yes, and it just kind of came out. You know, it just evolved. So that was mine. So mine, I feel like, looks really cool, wintry.
And Nancy used this. What's it called? Your white is
White chocolate.
White chocolate, which I loved. It was
Vicky
so
Clayton.
pretty. We held it up next to my fabric.
Ooh.
It was yellow. It was like that.
It looked
color.
like soured milk.
It looked like the dogs had gotten out and gotten all that snow. That's what it looked like. It was not good.
They don't eat the yellow snow.
So this is me. I'm not going to hit you.
I was just trying to get out of your way so you can put it closer.
This is me. And mine is a scrap, and I think it was an orphan to begin with from Picture This Plus. But it's a scrap, so I started in the center so I would get it really good and centered. Mine is also with Vicky Clayton silks. I couldn't tell you which ones I used. And if you know anything about that, Vicky Clayton doesn't dye silks anymore.
No. And it's really sad because her silks were so lovely. Oh my gosh.
They feel so nice. I mean, even now, they're wonderful. But I started in the center because I only have about this much extra, just maybe an inch and a half probably at each end. And my frame, okay, so my frame, look at that. We found this. It was originally $45.70, and we found it in the clearance bin at the Sunflower Seed. And I think I spent like $12
Yeah.
or something like that on it.
I was dying. I'm like, buy it, buy it.
I said, I don't know if it'll fit.
Oh my gosh, and I wanted it because it was so pretty.
But it's really green.
Yes.
And I don't know if we can see it if you hold yours up. So when you look at it, it's very heavy for
Yeah.
Nancy's.
Yeah.
She used all those light, airy colors, and mine's very heavy
And
anyway.
if Laura had put this light gold, yeah, they would have looked pretty on each other because it would have brought out her gold leaves.
But it would have made it fade away.
Yeah.
So you want to show them together?
Yeah.
So there they are together. We know you like when we compare things. Nancy's definitely a blue stitcher.
Yeah.
My favorite color is purple, but I stitch a lot on green.
I think for you, green is your neutral.
It is kind of. And green is my outdoor, you know?
Mm-hmm. And look, I didn't notice this last time, but yours are gold and mine are a darker brownish.
Yeah, I don't know, I just chose what I thought
And
I
your
liked.
berries
so.
are so... Everything, the difference, hold it back up there. Look at the difference in the cardinal. Hers is so bright and vibrant, and then mine is all faded away.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of color.
And I have not put this one away.
Me either.
It's
I
hanging
keep
by
it
the
out
front
all the
door.
time.
I just love it so much.
I do too.
Oh, and I noticed this in the first one. I thought that my fabric had pulled, but this right in here is where I signed my name. And I'm sure you can't read it because it's all in white. But yeah, it looked like, do you see it?
Yes, I do.
It looks like the fabric's
But what
pulled.
was fun was that she saw that on video and she was like, well, what? Oh.
I had to kind of
So-
figure it out.
One tip, too, that I gave that I want to make sure to tell you again here is that I had mine done professionally because it was such a special piece to me, and those are the ones that I take and have done. My normal pieces that I just love, I'll do them myself because I think I can do a nice enough job.
Mm-hmm.
But this one I really want it done professionally. I had a Groupon and went to a new shop that I didn't know.
Now, not a needle workshop.
No, it was just a framing shop. And what I want to remind you is that when you go in to do these, make sure you talk to your person.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted
The
more...
person who will do the framing.
Yes, not
If
the
you
person
can.
just taking the order. Because I loved this fabric and wanted about an inch left all the way around. Well, they're used to doing frame photos and pictures, things
And
like
posters and yes.
that. You don't leave all that space on those. So consequently, when I got it, while I loved my frame and I loved the way it was done, it was not spaced the way I want.
Didn't we pick this up on the way out of town?
Yes. Yes, because I was so excited about it. But, so make sure that when you take things in like that, you take the time. Don't rush. Don't let them rush you.
Oh, and it's padded nicely. I mean,
it's a
they did-
beautiful piece.
and they did a great job framing.
But see down here where on my joy, it goes right to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
And I think you could use them again and they would do fine. You just know
Yes.
that you have to have the conversation.
Absolutely.
So,
that's my tip on framing. Talk to your framer, work with them, and make sure that what you have in your head is what you verbalize to them.
mm-hmm. You want to grab your previous
Yes.
finish? Nancy is going to grab this and she'll show you her previous finish. It's so cute. Oh, she's stretching. She stood up and that's it.
Unlock my knees.
Well, since we sat for over an hour the first time,
yeah, and we're
I'm getting a little
45
nervous.
minutes in now.
I'm trying to think, should we stop and start again? But we'd have part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, let's try to go. Okay.
And then something popped up. Did you go?
have a memory to look back?
Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
Facebook
Oh my gosh.
notification.
Okay, my piece is, you can't figure out the name of it, can you? Pumpkins and Bittersweet. And it's by the Scarlet House, which when I saw this piece, I just fell in love with it. It needs to be ironed, and I'm so sorry it's got wrinkles in it for you.
It was a shop model at the old mill.
Yeah, it's
when
so
they were still open.
cute, and it's on a yellow. You can
It's a greeny yellow.
yeah, you can see it against my white here. How pretty it is. So I changed out the fabric, of course, but I think I used the called for flosses. So it's one of my favorite pieces. I'll probably, not favorite, it's one of my finished pieces. It is a favorite though. And I'll probably finish it into a big
Pin
pin
cushion.
cushion.
Because she has her version of the dough bowl that everything goes into. So
Yeah, which I've got a whole box over there that I need to get.
I know we're looking at all of her pretties over here.
Yeah.
And her little lammy.
Yes. Thank you, Baba.
Yeah. So mine this
Oops,
week.
I missed the box this time.
Mine this week is from Blackbird Designs, and it's called Autumn Silhouette. Let's make sure I get it right side up. Oh, I do have it the right way. And mine is a monochromatic piece, kind of, because this is actually an overdyed floss. I don't know if you can tell. Look at the satin stitch acorn. Look at the
Here,
HIJ.
Here, across here.
Yeah, you can see that it changes a little, but it's more of an ombre effect.
Yeah.
We won't struggle for that word for 20 seconds or
Yeah,
more.
like we did on the last one.
Yeah. But, oh, and you can really see it in there.
Yeah, that's why I
But
pointed that one out.
This was such a fun stitch. And it was part of the Loose Feathers Club. I believe it was like number 10. It was really early.
Well, and one thing we brought up the first time through, we both did this. We started in the center of our fabric.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Look at this. So we have this huge piece of a glorious neutral. And I'm sure this is...
would have fit this way.
Yeah. I'm sure that this is like R&R fabric or...
It's really very pretty.
I don't know if it's overdyed. I can't
I
quite tell. It
don't.
may just be a great neutral.
Yeah.
But I was a little irritated when I realized what I had done. But, you know, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll just have to go shop for more.
Just the tip was though, look at your design, look at your
Yes.
pattern, see if you can flip it the other way and save some of your fabric. Now, if you want a big border around it, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I could put a beautiful... I had thought about maybe putting a suede mat with it.
ooh, yeah.
And, you know, I have plenty of room to frame it.
yes, you do.
So that would be
It's got
okay.
its pros and cons for doing that. But
Mhm.
if you're thinking of conserving your fabric to use it for a second project, make sure you place it properly.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, then we wanted to talk about our current whips.
Well, I'm working on...
Did you hear that? What? She is mad.
Not mad. I'm working on
Frustrated. How about
Best Witches. I really like it. It's so cute. It's by Waxing Moon Designs. And I did really do a bunch this week. It seems like a bunch, but I really didn't. It really wasn't a bunch. This is what I have now. Do I have it on the screen? I can't see.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So I put in the one big star on her hat, and then all the bursts, the star bursts down beside the hat. All I have left is two of those big stars that go on either side of witches. And I will be done. But the thing with this is it's got fractional stitches in those
Ugh.
stars.
Hate
And
that.
They go all, they're not straight stars, they're wonky, so you have to count and figure out which way the long arm is going to go all the way around them. And I think I counted in there were like 20 some stitches across, or fractional stitches in those next two stars. That's a lot.
That is.
So
That's crazy. I was kind of trying to see, you know, I was trying to be prepared for the next thing too.
But if I get that done, then I will have it finished next week.
And I have been on this kick where I have wanted to get back to my Mania pieces. And so my very first Mania start was Strawberry Fields Forever from Blackbird Designs. Do you get tired of hearing me say Blackbird Designs? I don't. But anyway, I am working on that, and I am doing this on Bashful, which is this fabric right here.
Mm-hmm.
We both have the same thing, 28. Well, I don't know. Is yours a Lugana?
No, it's a cachel.
Okay. So we both have Cashel, and so they should show pretty much the same. I think it's harder to see that it's pink when I've worked on it.
Yeah.
But this is mine, and I've done...
You can't even tell it on my shirt.
It's really, really pale.
It's really pale. It's a beautiful piece.
I am doing this all in Vicki Clayton silks, and I started, see that red fence down there?
Yeah.
Now I did in 2 strands, and maybe I did the
fence,
the wall by it in 2. But when I got ready to start the vine, I started over here and I started up and I got part way up. I have a floss called Milligrubs from her, and it has the 2 colors. You were supposed to have to change your floss all the time. Every place, see how it changes through there when you're going up the vine? Well, Milligrubs did that. And so I used it instead, and mine is not as obvious that it changes color. But I realized right away that I was not going to have enough. So I stopped and I went and ripped it back out and started again with just 1 strand. And I kind of like how airy it's looking.
Yeah.
It's
it looks
feeling
real lacy.
Yeah, it's just feeling soft and pretty, and
very nice.
those are my threads for the second one. These 3. Victorian motto.
Oh, pretty.
So then the next thing that I talked about when we're talking about, this is what I worked on all week. It does not have very much left to do. I'm kind of color completing. So I think maybe I know I have 2 colors. Maybe I have a 3rd color. I don't have much. I know that. Oh no, I have the bird. So it'll be a group of like 3 colors. But otherwise, only a couple more in all the vines and things.
Good.
Have
So
you
that'll
guys...
be a finished close soon.
Yeah, soon. Have you guys heard about the decision maker things that people are using? So there was, I know there were a bunch of people who did arbitrary August, and some people decided that they would use a wheel, a decision maker, to do it. And I haven't done it on my phone. I've done it on my iPad, which is what we use to film. So, but I have it loaded.
Touch.
Yeah, I have it loaded on my phone. Also, I just need to put stuff in. So it looks like this, and this is their sample. What to have for dinner. And what you do is you just tap it, and it spins around. Ooh, isn't that fun? And look, tonight we're having Chinese food.
Ooh,
yum!
That sounds
It almost
good.
landed on sushi, so you know.
That wouldn't have worked for me.
No. But anyway, so you can do that, and it's fun. It's really easy. There's a reset wheel, and it takes you, so that just takes you back. If you go into it, all you have to do is say that you want to tap to make a decision, and it lets you fill in the whole thing. Now, mine is an iPhone. Mine is called Tiny Decisions. If you look up Decision Maker on your device, you should get whatever is going to be the free app to download for you. And I mean, it's kind of fun. So I have put all of my Mania whips into my wheel on my iPad. So this is what it did look like on paper. And I, yeah. So I have been going through, I just have been wanting so much to get back to them that I just, I'm kind of dying. So first I had Lottie Daw's Rise and Shine. It really is 2 straight lines on blue. Well, 2 L-shaped lines on blue. And then the next one I had, so that was day 2. Day 3 was Winter Samplers, which I just love this one. It's,
yeah.
I just was going to pull this part out.
Prairie Schooler has the most beautiful samplers.
I started with this one. And I love theirs on the neutral fabric, but I started mine on this, which is a solo from Silk Weaver.
So pretty.
And see,
this one
I'm
is Belfast Linen. It was a solo,
Yeah, so it's 32 count that I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
The next one is Use What Talents You Possess from All Through the Night. Looks like this. and it's a really pretty one. And I am doing it on a piece of Stephanie's linens. I can't think if that's what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Stephanie's fabric, Stephanie's linen, and I thought that was pretty good for one day.
Mm-hmm.
I got that verse done. This
About
is
half
like
of it.
a refresher for you guys. Then the next one is Sweet Spring by Satsuma Street. This is where we cut off before.
Yeah.
And I have a PDF, so mine looks like this. And it's done like on a teal, but some of our Kansas ladies did it on purple. Look at this. Mine is on flapper.
It is going to be beautiful.
It's a 28 count from Picture This Plus. Thank you. I love it. It's like, wow. And then next is flower boxes, which I need to get out because Julie, Miss Jupes, she started this one over one. She's killing me. Killing me. So this is what it looks like. Flower boxes by the Drawn Thread. Isn't that pretty? And I did my own conversion because I think it was done all in silks. And this one is kind of a sad little start. That's it. But I have one box done.
This fabric is by Victorian Motto, isn't it?
Yes, and it is lovely.
I love her fabric.
I don't have another one in there. Okay, so my next one, I should be able to finish this little thing. I don't think that's it. Like in no time. There it is. It's the 2000 Collector's Heart from Heart and Hand. Okay, that's the pattern, and it comes with a cute little button and or charm or whatever you want to call it.
It's down here in the corner. Whoop! It moved on me.
Yeah,
you see those
really
hearts?
sweet. And this is what I got done in one day. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's got some
And it's
specialty.
no bigger than that.
No, it's got some specialty stitches. It just, oh, it was so fun.
Did you say this one was over one?
No, it's
It's
not.
just tiny.
Yes. Then next I had 2Bs and ABCs from Rosewood Manor. I don't have it in here, and I didn't bring it with me. You saw last week, though, I put my basting stitches in.
Yes.
And that's
I
going to
gotta
make
do
it...
that. That'll make it really helpful.
Yeah, and I think it makes it... I don't dread going back to it.
Good.
So that'll be okay. Then next is Hackworth Friendship Book. Now I'm just going to show you the pattern on this one because I started the outline of a box. And that is all I got done on it. And this is that beautiful one from With My Needle. I always have to look and make sure it's With My Needle. And it is so cool. That's what my fabric looks like. It's from Picture This Plus. Of course, the tag is flipped over.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it with black raspberry jam. Then next up is Green Tree by Carriage House Samplings. Cool project.
That's too.
Yeah. So this is the one that I told you I didn't really like. Oh, I'm going to get my husband. This is, I didn't like the border around it, the pattern, the actual front cover. So that is that.
Didn't like the picture.
My husband has spilled on my cross stitch. I may have to hurt the man. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Can
It's
you see
on
that
my
spill?
fabric.
Look at that big spill.
So that's what I got done on that first day. Now hopefully it won't get anywhere out near that.
Yeah.
And I'll be okay.
Because you did start in the center on that one. So, yeah. Hopefully that's going to be in your...
Now I'm just dying. Because, I'm going to have to look at what happened to the next one.
Yeah.
So the next one is Spring Flower Sampler from Sam Sarah. If it got this fabric, I don't have a lot of... They both go in here.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of fabric. I don't know that it did. And it would have been right where I was stitching. Maybe it has a few little spots. I don't know that you can see it
Probably
much.
cover that up.
It's got a couple
Did you
little
show 'em the
spots in there.
picture?
I think so.
This one, did she show you that?
I'm so distracted now. I'm really sorry because I didn't realize that I talk to him about this all the time. And he's got to value my things. I'm going to be gracious while I'm on camera. And then I'm going to rant to my sister. Okay, so the next one I have is Strawberry Town. Because you guys all know I have a thing for strawberries this year.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I don't even like strawberries that well.
Yeah.
Strawberry Town by Kathy Barrick. Is that a cool one? I think this may have been one of the ones that she had on sale. Is it getting far enough that you would like me to just pull everything out and give you the bag?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
There you go.
I'm starting to worry about my tea glass.
So, I just have a little start. This is jade, 28 count jade cashel linen from Picture This Plus. This is the one where we gave you the tip about crossing or not crossing every 10th stitch when you're doing a straight line.
Yeah.
With this one, I used pins and counted, and when I got to the center, I put in that center stitch because it's one that is right down here. The center of the big heart is in the center of this. So look, I already have that one. I do not have to go count and figure out what I'm going to do with it. And I'm using, what are my threads on that one? Oh, they're all wildflowers. So that's Karen collection. And I love those. They're so cool. My next one, ooh, see, I need to pull this one out right now because it is seasonal. So I am doing Halloween from Alessandra Adelaide. I'm not going to pull that out. Can you guys see that okay?
Oh, that's the bit. I can't see.
And I am using some Planet Earth silks on this. Look how gray that white looks. Now wait for it because it does not look,
cool.
it does not look, it does not look gray on this. This is French Lilac Belfast 32 count. I have a 1/4 yard from Picture This Plus. Look at that. It absolutely looks white on
Look at
there.
that big spider.
Yeah, isn't he great?
Yes.
And he looks white.
He does. Looks very nice.
So lay your threads on your fabric because I would not have chosen that Planet Earth silk just looking at it.
No, and that's why my white chocolate didn't look good on yours.
And thank goodness we looked because I fell in love with it.
Oh, yeah.
And those Planet Earth silks are yummy to work with. They feel so good. So next up I have Friendship by Bright Needle. And this is a real cute one that I told you guys I had one needle necessities in with the pattern, and that's all I had in with it. Maybe I had a piece of fabric and I pulled it out because it was too neutral for me. But this one is Friendship from Bright Needle. Real sweet sentiment. Love this one. So cute.
It is cute.
And I have diddly squat done on this.
It says the road to the house of a friend is never long.
So this is how much time I was having to stitch in May. You know, because I'd been at school all day. I was sewing. That's what I have. A couple of hills.
Well, you got the grass in between.
Only part of it.
Yeah.
I have a lot to go. Okay, there's that. Then the next one I had was It Is What It Is from the Sunflower Seed. Love this one. This one is the one that I have finished. And so look at my scrap. Yeah. Great scrap. And I ended up going right down here where I thought it was good because I had previously pulled a thread.
Yeah, you showed how to do that on.
Yep. And I used a floss that is the same colors as my fabric for that background part. So it's kind of hard to see when you're further away, but I wanted it to kind of fade away.
Very pretty.
And that's that one.
That's that?
And then I don't have everything with me because I should have...
Okay.
next I have a little coffee from Lizzie Kate.
I don't know how she gets them all in this big old bag.
I am a good stuffer. So this one, our friend Marcia gave me this one because she saw me oohing and on over it while she was working on it at retreat.
It's so cute.
And I changed a few of the colors, but there was my start in one day.
Very good.
It was cute. I was excited. Must have been a Saturday.
Look at those little coffee cups.
Yeah.
So
Must have
cute.
been a Saturday or Sunday. I got more done. Then I should have 2 more. You guys have seen Carrot Talk because I've pulled it out and worked on it.
Yeah.
And then I think Little Blue Bungalow I pulled out because I was
Look at this bag.
because I was interested in getting to work on it again. So I will be going home to show my husband what his carelessness causes because that's really frustrating.
Yeah.
And we keep having talks and it just doesn't sink in with that man. Things will not be pretty.
Here.
So we were gonna do a little bit of the
Let's save it.
questions, but I think it's gotten long enough. We're over an hour. We're a little nervous.
Yeah.
So
Because this is where it started cutting out last time.
yeah. So plans. We are leaving Thursday morning. I think previously we had said we would leave Wednesday. Evening, but we're leaving sometime Thursday mid-morning to head out to St. Charles, close to St. Louis for Galleria.
Our first time.
Yeah, and we're excited. We know a lot of people will be there, and
A lot of you guys are going to be there too.
And if you're there, please come find us. We
Absolutely
are planning to be in the stitching room as
most
much
of the time.
Yeah, if we can get in there, we're going to be there.
Yeah, of course we're going to go shop too, but we're going to stitch. I'm going to take more than just my witches.
More than you think. You might get your witches done before we even leave.
Yeah.
3 days. You have 3 days at lunch to do it.
Yeah.
Or you could sit here at home and finish it and start a new one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help. So anyway, I think we've come to the end of our page. So we'd like to tell you that we would appreciate it if you would like our videos, if you would like this video and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, sometimes we figure out we haven't subscribed.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
watch
watch
something
on
forever and I don't subscribe.
Yep. So do that to help us out. It just helps us in the ratings. Anyway, I think that's about what we have. So.
Yep.
Until next time, she's Nancy.
And she's Laura.
And we are the
The
Addicted
Addicted
Sisters.
Sisters.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.